What's going on, guys? Ryan back with another video here. Thanks for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, of course, make sure you subscribe at the bottom of this video. Hit the links at the bottom with my Twitter and Instagram. And of course, I want to thank everybody that's been subscribing and been checking out the views. And guys, if you've been checking out the views, well, hit that subscribe, get the subscribers up for me if you can. And like I said, leave your comments, leave your opinions in the bottom of the comment section. I would love to know your thoughts going through. Of course, this is the preview for Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Well, of course, Arsenal on a little bit of an up. Of course, defeating Eintracht Frankfurt 3-0 at a very hostile place, I have to say. Of course, we had some of the young talent, of course, like the names of Joe Willock, Niles SmithRowe, Saka featuring, as well as Emi Martinez getting a start in the goalkeeping position, as well as Callum Chambers getting the game in. And I have to say, man, I was definitely on edge within the first half. If you don't know how my reaction was, check out my game review of my last video. But if we could take that momentum into this game, where we'll be at home, then we should be able to get the 3 points. Not discrediting Aston Villa, of course, they haven't really done much this season. Right now they're in 18th, and right now they've only picked up 2 points from their last 2 fixtures. So actually, I think they only picked up a point. I'm pretty sure they lost to Crystal Palace, but nevertheless, you know, this is a game that they're looking to try and get something, because let's face it, no one can forget Watford, where we were 2 goals up, and by the end of the game it was 2-2. Do you know what I'm saying? So Aston Villa are probably gonna try and make a name for themselves at the Emirates Stadium. Of course, Unai Emery, you know what I mean, a lot of people have been talking up on Twitter, like myself included, do you know what I mean, and you know, haven't really been convinced Unai might be the guy to take us in to the next step of Arsenal, you know, like with the formations and etc, and the tactics. And you know, we do have to question the manager, do you know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm not so sure on Emery, do you know what I'm saying? I'm still sitting on the fence, but I'm not calling Emery out just yet. Until I see some massive problems, then I will say Emery out. But until then, you know what I mean? He got the tactics right, I guess, against Frankfurt. But can he get the tactics right at home against Aston Villa? Now, you know, what and who should be the formation? Well, what should the formation be? And who deserves a chance to start? Now, of course, a lot of people are going to look at the stars in the game against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Europa League Thursday night just gone. So, you know, of course, Socrates was dropped, Ozil was rested. Will we see Ozil feature in this game? Will we see Callum Chambers get a start? Will Emi Martinez stamp his authority after that clean sheet victory away from home? No less. We didn't have our strongest team out. Let's our strongest team. Let's be real. So, for me personally, I think we should give a couple people some opportunities here. I feel like, you know, Pepe should start this game, given the fact that he did come on as a substitute, and you know, he really needs a goal. And I feel like, you know, he didn't really, for me personally, he didn't really do all that much when he was on for Frankfurt, do you know what I'm saying? But I feel because he's at home and the crowd will help him, of course we all will, and support him, and you know, help him get the goal that he needs to kickstart his season in the Premier League. And a lot of people have been talking, of course, Bukayo Saka, should he get a chance, a start, or even make the bench for this game? Of course, he scored a fantastic goal in the Europa League last Thursday, and he's definitely putting his name out on the map. And even Martin Keough said it himself. It looks like, Arsenal have a star in their academy, and yet they spent 72 mil the transfer market for Pepe, and Saka's looking better. And it's crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, no pressure on Pepe because he still needs time to adapt. But, again, we have to look at our options here. Reece Nelson didn't even come on. Should he be starting? Do you know what I'm saying? We've got Gabriel Martinelli, Danny Ceballos. We've got so much players to start. And potentially Rob Holding could come back into this game. I don't see why not. Would Unai Emery want to risk it? He did come along with us in the Europa League, even though he didn't start. Should this be his first match back? I don't see why not. So for me, I'm going to give you my starting lineup and my prediction on the Arsenal game coming up tomorrow against Aston Villa at the Emirates. So, because of the Europa League match and looking at the last previous Premier League matches, of course, for me, I'm not playing this diamond at all because it just gives the width to the opponents, the fullbacks, which is the modern thing nowadays, giving up so much space for the fullbacks to just run in and cut in. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? I like my defence in the midfield defensive work to be chopping down. Like Granit Xhaka, like his performance against Eintracht Frankfurt on Thursday. We need that. Do you know what I'm saying? Of course, my feelings on Xhaka. They don't change anything. He had a wicked performance, and I'll give him credit where credit is due. But he needs to be doing this every single game. We've been saying this for years now. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's the captain. So now he needs to be leading that midfield and protecting that defence. As simple as that. And let our attackers not worry about, what's going on behind them. So, yeah, let's quickly just pick the starting 11. For me, I wouldn't want to ruin the momentum for Emi Martinez. You know what I mean? And Leno has kind of been a little bit off. A little bit. Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest. Since the start of the season. Of course, can't forget about the Tottenham situation there. And it wasn't really his fault for the goal against Watford in the game. So, that's tough, man. It's Aston Villa, the 18th, but the Premier League, we need to take it seriously from the start. So, I'm going to stick with Leno for this one. Just stick with Leno with this one. I want to see what he could do. For me, like I said, Emi Martinez is knocking on the door. For me, he had a very good pre-season and he looked very confident, coming back into Arsenal after a good loan spell at Reading last season. So, at the end of the day, Leno has Emi right behind him if needs must. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's get into the formation itself. Of course, we named the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper is just the prime position. So what am I going to do? Now, given the situation that Lacazette is injured, of course, he ain't due back till maybe next month. Tierney and Bellerin got some minutes from the under 23, so should we really risk it? Maybe not. Maybe not just yet. Even though we got Manchester United coming up. We do have an FA Cup game coming up, so maybe we should start one of them in that game or have them come on as a substitute. So we'll see how the development is. So going back to the formation, I think I want to go attacking. We're at home, for crying out loud. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard. I think, personally, I don't really feel we should have two up top. I'm just going to say that first and foremost. I don't really think it's doing much for Pepe. I think Pepe's better off up wide, cutting in at the flanks. Plus, we could give it to someone out there exposing the width, which has been lacking Arsenal all of last season. Let's be real. So now we got our wingers back, and some new players. Do you know what I mean? Back in meaning of Reece Nelson. So for me, I think we're gonna have to go to a 4-3-3 if anything. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're at home, go out and attack, man. 4-3-3 attack straight up. So yeah, let's get into the defense. Now right back. Now this is gonna be tricky because Callum Chambers, I felt, had a better game in the second half. He definitely stepped it up. Well, I think throughout the game he was adjusting to it because he's been left out at the side for a bit, and you know, it did look kind of sluggish when all the pressure was on from Frankfurt in the first 15-20 minutes. And you know, gradually through the game management from the team, he stepped up. Now AZ Maitland-Niles, of course, we know the comments he's come out during the past week, so basically saying he's not a right back, as we all know, but he has been consistently playing there, and he did say he is trying his best, learning the trait as a defender, as a right back, and we know he likes to get forward, and let's be real, like him and Kolasinac getting forward is better than them defensively. So as our defense is a problem, should we risk giving AZ a start? I'm gonna go with AZ right back for this one, and you know what? I'm gonna give Callum Chambers the nod as well because he impressed me. Again, that's 2 clean sheets in a row. I'm not jinxing anything. It's 2 clean sheets in a row. Callum Chambers has stepped on the pitch wearing Arsenal, starting as an Arsenal player. I'm not saying he's the new Maldini or any of this. A lot of people have been trolling this on Twitter. But there's someone that's not erratic, okay? But he needs some game time, Chambers, he does. And of course, like I said, my personal opinion on the pairing of Luiz and Socrates is not good enough for me. They're both erratic, they're both rash. One of them messes up and the other one does something even worse. Or one's better than the other one to today. We need 2 composed centre-backs. And again, for Callum Chambers, he needs to be playing regularly. So for me, Chambers is in there. Now David Luiz, I mean, would I play him? I guess it's a toss-up between him holding possibility or even Socrates. Now, given the fact that Rob Holding did come with us in the Europa League match, but he didn't start, gives you a little indication that Emery has been thinking to slowly feed him in. So, and with the poor performances of Socrates and David Luiz individually, and as Socrates was dropped for the game for Frankfurt, does that give you an indication that maybe Rob Holding could start? Or could David Luiz get another start? Of course, David Luiz has had a lot of critics, and deservedly so. You know, giving away the stats coming out, him giving away more penalties at his Arsenal career already than he ever did at his Chelsea career. It's crazy. Even if it's just one, it's still embarrassing. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, for Luiz, he does need to prove critics wrong. So, for me, I mean, as Aston Villa, not taking anything away from them, they did get to the Premier League, they did get promoted. And, you know, their last couple of games, they haven't really been doing so well. But we need to be rotating our players. We need to be bringing back Rob Holding anything, because he was our best centre-back last season before he got injured at Old Trafford against Manchester United. Let's be real, because after he got injured, we started crumbling at the back a bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's be real, you know. So, yeah, I think for me, I mean, boy, I'm probably going to have to stick with David Luiz just on this one. I mean, I don't know. Rob Holding has been playing with the under-23s, but just to rush him in right now, I think I'll better off play him in the FA Cup game and see how he is there. You know, getting him into the first team and then seeing how he does. You know what I mean? He has been playing with the under-23s, but just to be on the safe side, I think I would have. Yeah, it sounds crazy. I said David Luiz to be on the safe side, but him and kind of Chambers did keep a clean sheet at Newcastle. We're at home. We have an advantage. Do you know what I'm saying? So why not? Do you know what I mean? Bring that partnership back. And then we got Kolasinac on the left. So of course in the midfield, it's going to be a bit of a question for me because it's going to be tough. Because again, Granit Xhaka was talking him up a little bit in the beginning of the video, basically saying he had a very good performance at Frankfurt, and he did. Let's be real. But we know what this man could do. We know what this man has done in the previous games at home. Do you know what I'm saying? So, as the captain of the team, you know Emery's going to pick him. To be honest with you, might as well. And alongside him now this is going to be another tricky one. Because we've got the likes of Joe Willock. We've got the likes of Dani Ceballos, who... both of them. Do you know what I mean? I could just say both of them. And we know what Matteo Kundizi can do. Do you know what I'm saying? So, we got Ozil there too. He was rested. This could be a game for him to start in. So, for me, you know what? I'm going to be brave here. So, I'm going to go with Ceballos to start. Because he looked a little bit wobbly when he came on. Personally. Against... You know what? I'm not so sure because, again, it's just so difficult. It's so difficult because having Ceballos and having Ozil in the same squad, like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. But I don't like Ozil out wide. It just doesn't offer you much. Him as a wide player. He's not quick. He is a little bit agile, do you know what I mean? But he can get the balls in. Do you know what I'm saying? I think we need a winger there, personally. So, you know, it is tough. So, we know Granit Xhaka is going to be there, hopefully holding down the defence, you know, in the midfield. So, I'm going to go with Dani Ceballos, and I'm going to give Joe Willock a little run out too. I think he's earned it. Certainly earned it for me. I know it looks a bit too attacking. We just got Xhaka there to get back. Joe Willock can get back as well, and he could definitely do something for us and help Dani Ceballos create and give our wingers and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang some chances. And let's go to the whip because we all know Aubameyang is going to be the start, going to be there straight. Pepe is going to be on the right for me. I feel this is a game for him to, you know, take by the scruff of the neck. We've seen glimpses, we've seen chances of a player that looks like he could be a world beater in the Premier League. But it has been a couple games. And no, I'm not rushing him personally. I just think we need to be pushing him. It's as simple as that. We need to be helping him out a lot more. And I know a lot of people were getting at Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Well, not really getting at him, but they were kind of laughing at the situation where he basically could have just gave Pepe a goal, but he chose to take it himself. Now, to be honest, you're a striker. You know, he had various chances in that game, and he didn't take it. Some were a bit, oh, how the hell did he miss? Do you know what I mean? So, for him, I think it was just redemption for himself, and he needed it, and that's what a striker does. He has to be greedy. Nothing given away for Pepe, but Pepe, he's going to have to do this thing. It's as simple as that. But all the team have to be helping him out. Do you know what I mean? There's times where I see it's kind of left on his own. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, help him through. I was pleased with Aubameyang in the Frankfurt match because I saw the way he was helping out Saka and helping out Joe Willock, trying to get in, create attacking movements in the midfield into the attack, pressing Frankfurt back into the box. And I feel Aubameyang does have that leadership quality. He has the experience up top, and surely he can help Pepe adjust to the Premier League. Like, it's as simple as that. Now, going to the left wing situation now. This is the thing. Reece Nelson did not play any minutes in the Europa League, but he did get a few minutes in Watford. So, would he be a shout for the left wing position? Or could we actually feature Gabriel Martinelli? Now, again, the squad can deal with it. I don't see why not. I think Martinelli does need to get some minutes under his belt. But for me personally, I think I'm going to start Reece Nelson with this one. I think, you know, he needs to prove some critics wrong. Again, I've been on Twitter, you know, I've seen a lot of people like, you know, not really taking shots at him, but like kind of disappointed in Reece Nelson. And give it credit, like the guy's still trying to establish himself as an Arsenal player, for crying out loud. He's just been on loan for a couple of seasons from Hoffenheim, and then even before that he was on loan. So again, he needs to establish himself, and we need to be giving him a chance to prove himself and why he needs to be in the starting 11. And of course, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, no introduction needed. Of course, I'm sure Aubameyang is goal hungry. Of course, after the misses he's had in the Europa League game just gone, I'm sure he's hungry for goals. Now, let's get into the predictions here. I'm gonna be very optimistic. I'm gonna go for I'm gonna go for 3-0. No, I want to be 3-0, but I think we will concede. I mean, the defense looked good the other day against Eintracht Frankfurt, but again, it's the Premier League. This is Aston Villa. I'm not comparing them to Eintracht Frankfurt. Completely different levels. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we cannot sleep on our opponents. So for me, I'm gonna go for a 3-1 victory. I'm going to go for Aubameyang to score definitely on this game for a fact. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think we'll be up for it. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully, the team will carry some of the momentum they picked up during the week in the Europa League game. And hopefully we can push through and make up the points that we dropped over the last couple games. So there you have it here. That was my match preview. Arsenal versus Aston Villa. I think the game will end 3-1 to the Arsenal. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Click the links in the description, my Twitter and Instagram. Feel free to message me, DM me if you want to talk Arsenal or talk football. Here I am. Leave anything you want to say in the comments on my videos, or what you think I should talk about more, or on the subject matter of that. So guys, I'm going to leave it here on a nice Saturday night, and I'm off. So guys, Gooners, hope we can get the 3 points. Peace.